guys? Rob here from the Beard Club, and we are back, episode 7 with Before the Beard. And we are up here in Ridgefield, Connecticut at the Dapper Den Barbershop, and I am super excited to dive into this one. So, Jared, introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from, who you are, the breakdown, your rap sheet,
okay,
all the good stuff.
Jared Gelbert of the Dapper Den, Ridgefield, Connecticut. Originally born in New Jersey, as we spoke.
Yep.
Grew up in Rockland County, New York. Did my apprenticeship in Rockland. Worked at a barbershop in Rockland County for about 13 years. And then decided it was time to use some of my imagination, not my old employer's imagination.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of stumbled upon the location. I really didn't.
So tell me, how did you get into? How did you choose barbering?
So
how did you choose? How did you?
That's a funny story too. I did not finish high school. Okay, dropped out in like 11th grade. Was trying to find my way throughout businesses. You know, just worked my way up. Blockbuster.
Hey Josh, how's it going?
Okay.
This guy knows what I'm talking about. Manager at Blockbuster, Staples, Sears, blah blah blah. I finally was dating this girl, and her mother said, "You're always doing wacky stuff with your hair. Why don't you get into that industry?" And I said, I don't really know. I ended up talking to the barber that I was using that became my apprentice at the time. And then I also ended up finding what I thought would have been my dream job at that point, where I'm very good with my hands. I like bikes, motorcycles, cars, and I was going to be doing prosthetic limbs.
Oh, wow.
And it was important to me because you're dealing with carbon fiber and other materials that I love. They didn't get back to me right away. And that
was going to be the dream job?
Well, it was a dream job up to a point, but at that level, yes, it was great. It was helping people. I was working. It was a doorway into maybe something with automotive again or something. I took the barber first and started apprenticing and started going to the school a little bit. And within a month, they called me and they said I got the job. And then I said, you know what? I'm very happy with what I'm doing, and I think I can use my hands just as much, if not more, and my artistic background. And I knew that moment that I did the right thing and picked the right career. And then after working with him for 13 years, I mean...
So 13, so you get into it, so then 13 years, and you feel like, are you happy? Do you ever think about going back to... Or wish you went and worked with the prosthetics, or
life would have been different. Life probably definitely would have been different.
Sure.
I probably still would have been in Rockland County.
And you could just end that conversation.
Yeah, no, it's a great area. we talked briefly about that.
Shout out to the 845.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I would have moved up and moved back to New Jersey at that point. But
smart move.
Yeah.
So 13 years, and then. When did you start to decide, or how did you make your way up here to Connecticut? Or when did you go into like that more of like entrepreneur owner role?
I always, in the back of my head, thought that I was better than what I was giving and receiving. But it was kind of hard to make that jump because I was obviously nervous because of my education background not being as, big as everybody else is.
Right.
And of course, money, when you have a steady job at a young age, it's good. You want to stay, especially nowadays. But when we moved up north, I had an hour commute each way. My son was born, and he was about 2 or 3 at the time, something like that, and probably about close to 3. And then we stumbled upon the building. My wife talked to the landlord, and it was actually going to be above. It was going to be the second floor of the building. I was going to call it like a cut above the rest or something like that, cheesy. And she told me that there's been a barber in the building since like the 70s.
Wow. So some history.
Yes. So it was like buying a business without buying a business. It was buying history.
People knew in town that there was a barbershop in that location, so it wouldn't be different to see another one.
Correct. They were very surprised when they saw me. Let's put it that way.
What kind of barbershop was the one that was there? Was it like a real traditional?
At that point in time, it was like a unisex salon, an older lady.
Oh, yeah.
Not me. I mean, I'm pretty much.
So you stopped the record when you walked into that day.
Yeah, my idea was like pretty much Park Slope, Brooklyn threw up in Connecticut. That's what I was going for. This guy knows what I'm talking about. That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
But it really grew very quick, the business in this town, because of the quality of the people were just very supportive of local business. The main thing that I feel helped me, besides my beautiful looks and my personality, is, I hate to say this, but it was a great step in the right direction. When I came to town after 6 months, my old man passed.
Sorry.
Yeah. And originally I inherited grandparents' stuff, and now I was inheriting his stuff, and like this is every man's dream to just drill shit into a wall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just be like, let's go drinking and get my hair cut. My wife did not want this to happen at the house, and her idea of the shop was not this, but it kind of over time just turned into what it was.
Yeah. It feels like when I first walked in here, it felt like this place is
cluttered and
forever.
Welcoming,
anxiety ridden.
Yes.
I didn't know where to look first. No, but it felt like curated and just felt like that, like old school, like man's cave den.
Right.
Not to use den, but like that is the vibe here. That's like, it's like you see like an old just like a classic vintage dude's house, and it's just like our garage, and it's just like so much cool stuff has like accumulated just like here
over
and there
time.
and travels, and that was like the feeling that I got coming in.
The plan was, I was on the phone with my father. We were trying to come up with names. Now that the second floor didn't work out, the cut above the rest, I was like, okay, now what do I do?
Yeah.
So at that point in time, I was trying to find myself. Personally, I was trying to find myself business-wise, so I started dressing a little bit more the old school barber part.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, the dapperness and this and that and blah, 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 blah. And I said, when you grew up in Brooklyn or New Jersey, like what did you call the basement? What'd you call, I was thinking den. I was thinking before den, excuse me. I was thinking of like cave and this and then basement. And he said, we play in the den.
Den, yeah.
So I said the Dapper Den.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah. And so you figuring out your style and your look, and it was almost like all the pieces of the puzzle were starting to fall into place.
Correct.
At the right time.
Correct.
And then he just ran with it.
Yeah. I mean, the hiring of different people actually changed the look of the shop and changed the direction of the shop. I was just happy to be able to pay my bills and not have to answer to anybody besides my wife. What's up?
Yeah.
But I mean, it really progressed very fast.
Yeah.
So
what's the experience now when guys come in here? What can they expect? Like,
I mean, it's really a cool situation where it's kind of as close as I'm probably ever going to get to owning a bar and owning an arcade.
Yeah.
But the coolest atmosphere probably you're ever going to get in this area. You're going to walk in, you're going to be greeted. It's kind of the cheers aspect. We're yelling and we're screaming. If you do feel comfortable because of the quality of the haircut and the experience, but it is an experience. You're going to be gifted a alcoholic beverage or a coffee or something like that. Yep. And we're going to hang out. We're going to talk. There's not, we're going to do everything you're not supposed to do. We're going to talk about the religion, the politics, and everybody's going to be happy at the end of the day.
You're going to walk out shaking hands, yeah.
Right.
What's your take on this kind of like renaissance of barbering as a career and the dapper style coming back, and then this kind of like you can be almost like an A-lister influencer as a barber? What's your take on that? What's been your experience, seeing this kind of in the past like 10 years?
I mean,
the barbering coming back.
The industry has changed, and especially with the style of the barbering that I started with was, different hair texture than I'm doing now. So, I mean, I had to critique my ways as well. But I feel that the gentleman style and the type of things we're introducing, especially the younger generation.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're talking about bourbons, we're talking about whiskeys, we're talking about cars and cigars and this and that. It's just introducing people. And that's the idea of the shop. You're coming in, you're looking at old things, crap from my family, and I'm inviting you into my life, my home, my upbringing, and you're learning and you're asking questions and you're interacting with us. And whether it's something that I put on the wall or one of my other barbers, everybody's personality, and you're coming into our life and hanging out with us.
Have you seen with your younger clientele? I'm interested because I feel like a lot of the young kids now that were so old don't appreciate like the old, like, or some of them do, but some of them don't, like that old school traditional, like things that were handmade, things that are handcrafted, like not just plasticky like it is today. Like, do you feel like a lot of the younger generation that you got coming in, do you feel like they appreciate this kind of stuff or think it's cool, or do you think they just kind of like blow it over and like,
definitely think it's cool? I mean, arcade machines gets the kids' attention, you know, the bar gets the adults' attention. But I think at the end of the day, the service is what gets everybody's attention. To see a young kid, I mean, even on the youngest kids, we do the hot towel and, you know, give a little aftershave afterwards, and they get that scent and they get that feeling. Even my son, like the first couple of times, he's like, oh, what is that? That's, ooh, that feels good. So now you're starting them off at a young age, and then the pampering hopefully will come back. We just hired a girl that comes in on the weekends that does mani-pedis, massaging, and waxing. And the funniest part is a lot of men are not secure enough to do something like that, or they wanted to do it, but they felt awkward in that type of environment. So it really is intertwining things. The other great thing is a lot of the stuff in the shop, the bar was made by the former police chief's son. We got the neon made by somebody in town. The wall, all that was from a liquor store in town. A lot of the things that we're doing, I'm interacting with other businesses and using them to bring the history into the shop as well as the town.
That's like the real traditional barbershop like purpose, is like the center, everyone, all like in terms of like even like the men in the town of coming together in one place, all the different lives and all that. That's pretty cool.
I mean, I like to consider myself the mayor. Even my wife says I'm more of like the gossip girl. But I mean, it is a good atmosphere, and you do get good connections, and you do meet very interesting people.
I'm sure you don't get a ticket when you're flying around in this town.
No, I'm very close with the police. Great guys.
Yeah, that's nice. So with your barbershop, and I know you just said you expanded. So talk to me a little bit through your idea of why you expanded. Do you guys run any sort of like programs here for younger barbers? Like, what's the future here?
Pretty much what happened was, for the first year I was working alone. Then I had the pleasure of meeting a police officer in town. He was a former detective. Now he's back on the streets. Nice. And there was an apprentice program that was started in the state, but it's politics. It's all messed up and everything. And I said, if you could find the proper paperwork and we could do this, I'll show you what I know.
So the state had their own barber apprentice program.
Correct.
That barbershops could participate with.
Instead of going to barbering school or cosmetology school for a certain amount of hours and doing that, they apprentice under me or one of my barbers, and for 2,000 hours, and then they go for school for the theory, and then they take the state board test. So instead of spending $20,000, they could spend a couple of thousand on 150 hours of theory, and you're making money while you're doing it.
And you're in an atmosphere that you're going to be working in. I know a lot of the cosmetology schools, a lot of the heavy focus is on like the salons and hairstyles and hair design and makeup and all that. And if you're coming into barbering, you know, that atmosphere may not be the best place to learn barbering, even though the technique's probably the same, but or similar. But I think that's very interesting.
I mean,
I'm surprised a lot of other states.
I mean, they're working on it. It's still a little mushy the way things happen. I mean, as of right now, I have 2 graduates from the program, and I'm working with another 3. It's just great I mean, it's funny. I joke around with the guys all the time, and I bust around that, you know, the high school dropout has all the college grads working for them.
Nice,
but
yeah.
it really is cool. Not saying they wouldn't have opportunities, but to stumble upon this opportunity and me to give somebody a lifestyle and a career, it's fantastic. I mean, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
And it's pretty cool because now you're going to see, you're talking about like cars and bikes, and I was watching like a doc series on Jesse James and how he's
pretty much me.
Taught these guys, and he's got now like shops that have spawned from his shop and like that. And it's cool to see, you know, it's going to be interesting, and I'm sure you're probably excited to see is like all your graduates taking what they learned from you and kind of your style and then adapting it. And putting their unique little spin on it.
It's happened.
That's got to feel
already.
Pretty cool.
I mean, the craziest part is with COVID being shut down, you know, I was doing very well before. I could always be doing better, but I'm grateful for what I have and what I had. And the craziest part was we were shut down practically 3 months. No income. We start back up. I hire, I think it was 3 or 4 people, okay? My lease is coming up. The opportunity came about to triple my overhead. And I said, now or never. And thank God and the support of our clientele base and the great job that my barbers and my staff do, it's working. And eventually, I would like to have everybody that's on board now have their own shop and, you know, continue the Dapper Den brand. Never thought I would have the capability to do what I did. Like I said, with the help, it was that extra step. And now that I've been doing well, I want to bring people along with me, but I don't want to stop. The sky's the limit. The industry itself, I don't know where it's going to be in 10 years. Hopefully,
it's
you know,
changed a lot just in the past 10.
I mean, they got the Flowbee. That didn't work out too well, so we're not out of business yet, but I don't know. I heard you guys are coming out with a new trimmer, so I don't know.
We may or may not have something in the works.
But, you know, so, I mean, in the long run, I still think this is a thing that people are going to need. People are going to want. It really is turning into a lifestyle. I mean, you don't have to be a bearded gentleman to have that lifestyle. It adds to it.
It does.
You know what I mean?
The beard is like a handicap. You can be like, you know, a 4'5", little overweight, walk into a bar, no beard, you're screwed.
Beard? Yeah.
You just became an 8.
Yeah, we call this the
9.
Jared. If you shave your head and you grow any facial hair, sexy. It just happens.
Instant.
It just happens.
Instant.
You know, if you carry around a motorcycle helmet with you and you don't have a bike, score.
Done. You're in.
Score.
Hope everyone on this camera is taking notes.
Not from me. I don't know. You're probably more of a man than I'll ever be. But
I got a nice dad bod I'm proud of, you know?
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's switch gears.
Okay.
We'll go into the fun part now. All right. So, we've switched gears, clearly. Thank you for the beverage.
Thank you.
Schlancha, as we say in
Mazel
Ireland.
tov. Mazel tov?
Oh, we'll go with salute.
Shalom. Shalom. Salute.
Inclusive. So,
just drink.
Now we're going to have a little bit more fun.
Let's play a game.
And this is going to be a lightning round. What is this?
Rapid fire questions.
Rapid fire questions.
If you hesitate, you have to drink.
If you hesitate, you drink.
Okay.
The rules. Simple enough. Okay, question 1.
Right. You ready, boys?
Who's going first?
I hesitated.
We're going to go with...
Does that count?
pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Oh. Pancakes.
Drink.
Oh, sugar.
Ding.
Stripes or solids?
Stripes.
Solids. Fuck.
Fiction or nonfiction?
Fiction.
I don't know the difference. I can never get the difference of them.
I don't know. I just yelled out
like that
whatever
question.
came out. So
Fine.
Just keep drinking.
Drink.
Purple. No, I'm sorry. Wrong question. Huh?
Drink.
Oh, okay.
No speaking out of turn.
I did that on purpose. I just wanted to drink.
Oh, fair enough. Bad.
Lock it up.
Spicy or mild?
Spicy.
Mild. Shit.
Ice cream or yogurt?
Yogurt.
Ice cream. What?
I don't know. I just threw it out. It came out.
I think you
Well,
drink because it's a law.
We kind of. It was.
No,
Yeah.
he doesn't
Okay.
have to. You don't like yogurt.
All right.
No, I wanted to win.
Ready, aim, fire, or ready, fire, aim?
Ready,
Ready,
aim,
aim,
fire.
Did we just become best friends?
Get me nunchucks. No power tools.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
I was drinking already. I don't know.
Yeah.
I ruined everything. DC. But he
That's
said
okay.
Marvel.
That was also a wrong
No, that's a
answer.
fair one. He was drinking. You weren't playing by the rules.
I wasn't.
Next question.
Okay. Bond or Born?
Bond.
Good question. Good answer.
Tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos.
Correct.
Crushed ice or cubed ice?
Crush.
Oh,
I
God, that's good.
yeah, I kind of like cubed, but it's coming out. We're playing the game. I don't have to mean it,
like
do
this.
I?
No.
Hunting or fishing?
Hunting or honey?
Hunting or fishing?
Hunting.
The
We'll go
question was
hunting.
honey or fishing.
Oh, whatever. No.
I heard.
That was the fucking
I heard honey. I was like honey.
A spoonful of honey,
Honey.
or fishing.
Tell me shut up if I'm doing too much.
I like the honey for 500, please.
I'll take honey for 500.
I'll take honey for 500.
Internet or cell phone?
Cell phone.
Internet.
Leather or denim?
Leather.
Oh, I don't even
Leather.
have anything leather.
Leather.
I'm drinking because that was the wrong answer on my part.
Yeah, I'm just,
Shower in the morning or at night?
both.
Both.
Hey,
Good answer.
hey,
Good
hey,
answer.
I'll see you then, kid.
I think you both deserve a drink for that.
been married 12 years. Don't threaten me with a good time.
That was great.
Oh my god.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star
Star
Wars.
Trek.
I'm done.
Trek,
I can no longer go on with this.
We're in the shower right now. Shh.
All right. Beards or no beards?
Beards.
Beards. Clearly. Clearly. Cheers.
Thank you.
Slancha.
That was fun.
Salud. And as always, I love how naturally, I didn't know there was a cup holder, but when I reached for it, it was there.
Yes. Yes.
Amazing. So as we always do on our on these videos on the series, is we gift you with Beard Club greatness.
Oh, this is perfect.
So that is our PT45 beard trimmer. That is all of our oils, all of our balms, our sprays, all the good stuff for you guys to have and enjoy and try out. Because thank you for your time today.
Thank you. I can't wait to try it out.
Yes, let us know. Give
Like
us
right now
feedback.
while I'm drinking.
Yes.
In the
of course.
shower.
Morning and night.
And night. Yes.
So be sure to follow them at the Dapper Den Barbershop. Again, Jared and James here. Thank you so much for having us, and we'll see you on the next one.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling a little woozy.